Hey everybody, Rodamon here for episode 25 of my Naked Brutality Extreme playthrough. So the last few episodes have been named Dumb Ship Architect, and you're probably wondering why. Am I missing something here? Why yes I am. I'm missing a reactor. I unfortunately noticed this kind of after I queued up a lot of this, so I've been thinking about, let's say, how to fix this scenario. It's actually, believe it or not too hard to fix. I just need to go ahead and build a ship reactor here. So as you can see, I'm building the building out a little bit to fit a ship reactor. And it appears like I have a separate issue, which is, once again, research targets have moved. So if I look at my research here, as you can see, I kind of just don't have it anymore, which is kind of a problem. And instead of re-researching everything, which I think is actually not intended for me to do, I'm just going to go ahead and go into dev mode and research everything automatically, because it doesn't really make all that much sense that I'll have to re-research all these things, and I had spent, honestly, just about the same amount of time doing it. Like, the reactor was 8,000 and the Tanaka drive was 4,000, so it doesn't make that much difference. So if you are playing this through much like myself, keep in mind that that might happen to you as well. So last episode, we had a little bit of a drug resupply problem here. As you can see, Lockhart here, she hasn't had her drugs in a little bit. So we're ready to launch Luciferium. We're just going to go ahead and resupply that quickly. And then immediately start rebuilding these transport pods in case we have need of a resupply or anything like that. So in a second here, we should have this arriving. There it is. And problem has been met. We also sent some backup, just in case. So what we were doing is we were on a march back to the base. Oh, this actually changed. That didn't used to be uranium, or have uranium. This changed too. That's kind of cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to reform the caravan and send them on their lovely march with everything they need to get there. I'm not going to bother with the berries, and we'll hit this up. Go ahead and accept that. Another thing I need to do is prepare properly for the ship launch, because now the ship launch takes 15 days of kind of constantly being attacked. It's tricky. It's not as easy as it once was. So with that in mind, I don't think our current defenses are going to hold up very well, and as a result, I'm going to improve upon them. So the first thing I'm going to do is move a dump stockpile so that we can start dumping blocks that are kind of in our way, because we used to have a dumping stockpile in a bad spot, and turn this into a mini kill box as well. So hopefully with this mini one, and this big one, we'll have enough coverage to protect ourselves from potential invaders. Alright, so because Lan here is been shot up a lot, he is moving quite slowly. Looks like Wally is getting all that plasteel we need, which is swell. Alright, so now they're on their way to attack the outpost. And we can go ahead and just abandon this here. Pantheon Guardian, I think you were the one, or maybe Ramanan. One of you suggested, why don't you just resupply the caravan directly? I wasn't positive you could do that. Someone else mentioned that the lights inside my kill box makes it easier for enemies to shoot me. You are damn right. Whenever I'm in a firefight, I'll turn those lights off. So one thing I need to do is probably start to do the rearming of the turrets. It costs a lot of steel, and I think it's important that all the turrets are fully prepared to defend itself. Just looking at the world map again. So we could potentially get this Arco Eye and Healer Mech Serum. That might be something we want. And we have a random person landing. I'll just rescue her. So if we want to do the patch leather, we're obviously going to need to start cranking out patch leather for that reason. I'm going to have Kalen here call the ally and request a caravan for bulk goods. And then I think what I'm going to do is have her prioritize building these pods. I'm going to send to the other some of the other potential trading partners some of the extra junk we have, like rice or wood, in order to earn them as a partner, trade partner. Oh, I guess that works. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. We're still hunting like crazy. So if we're going to do that, we'll launch all three. We'll just make it one giant trade supply thing. And we'll pick some of the rice that's kind of on its way out. That's quite a lot of rice, but I think our allies will be thankful. And then maybe as many sandstone blocks as we can, just because we're not really building anything with sandstone. And just accept that. Alright, so we have a trade request here. Might be worth trading something with them. You never know. As of right now, it doesn't really look like there's anything. So we're going to move on. And we should be there soon. Land should be healing. Later than sooner, maybe, is the best way to put it. Oh, and they get ambushed by Yorkies. Okay. I guess. Yep. That went well. I don't even want Yorkie corpses or anything. Alright, so Tachi is loading up some of this rice and sandstone. Alright, so we're going to launch this group to some potential allies. It also means that I'm using up a lot of steel and chem fuel. But we're now allied with them, which is exactly our intention, which is pretty cool. And we are starting to fill this with corpses. No, don't do that. In fact, because Lucky is out of the base, we need a cook. And why aren't we allowed to butcher? Okay. Looks like they're still hunting. So what I'm going to do is just rearm this turret. This turret is much lower health than the other ones, and just keep Kaelon on tasks that we need her to be working on, basically. Alright, looks like that got rearmed. Okay. So, the stepmother of Kartha is here. Inside the base. This is not a small group of enemies, mind you. This is a pretty healthy amount. We'll go ahead and drop the targeter. And try to wipe as many of them out as possible. Alright, so we obviously destroyed their everything. It didn't take very much. Kinda suspected that would happen. Kartha, let's look at his needs. His stepmother is just died, but you know, that happens, I suppose. We'll let them have a second R&R, and then send them on their merry way. There really isn't much here that I care for. There's some pretty messed up medicine. Everything worth anything got kind of flattened in that fight. I could have broken down the mini turret, but a component or two isn't going to matter to me. And we'll head on home. Alright, who is the doctor here? It's Kaelon. Alright. Before you head to sleep. Whoa! Maybe not treat him with the best stuff. I think I've been doing that a while, and I don't think it's really worth it on Mechanite problems. Alright, so Maker here has been hard at work butchering all sorts of animals. Having to remind him to eat. New area. What are you talking about? Oh. Yes. So they sent us our rewards, and it landed near the orbital trade beacon and, like, punched a hole in something. Oh well. Nope. Crystal, unfortunately, has ended up dying. I suppose she did not receive medical care. Which would be me being distracted, I guess. Go me. The best medic ever. So we do have this new Archo leg. One of the things I have to be careful is not to install too many bionic components on people that aren't really wanting it. Okay, so land's fully healed. So they're probably moving max speed now, minus the weight of stuff. So Maker, we are now going through our survival meals. Yeah, he's finally cooking. Everything looks swell. One of the reasons we called in, or we sent a care package to our allies, is so that we could trade. So let's go ahead and request an exotic goods caravan from them. It's one of the perks of having allies. We should expect them in approximately 2 days. That's not too bad. Summer travel is easy. And we're gonna, prioritize the completion of this ship. I think the end of this episode, I'd like to be primed and ready to start the 15-day countdown. That is my goal there. So Wally's still cranking away at the deep drill. Instead of hauling more blocks over to the wall, I figured just break these one down. We'll have plenty of blocks. Tachi is still getting over his wife and pain, and no, he's over his wife. He's just in pain, which sucks. Make sure to wall this off. So we're getting the other cryo sleep casket back up and running. So we can have 9, 1 for each of our colonists. A request for plasteel. They'll give us a mega screen television and a human leather armchair. Yeah, that's kind of gross. It's economically worth it, but I think it's pretty dark what they're requesting. Alright, so stupid ship architect fixed. Huzzah! Yes. I still feel stupid, but whatever. People make mistakes, right? So once Kartha gets home, he'll be able to help make the advanced components for the reactor. And Maker here is hopefully going to be done. Alright, so here's our bulk goods that we called in. I was going to say hopefully he'll be done cooking and start tailoring and the like. Yeah, it looks like he's already patch leathering. Maybe. Or just more cooking. Oh, he's making survival meals, so I'm going to go ahead and suspend that. And have a good old-fashioned raid. They are using sappers, and they are landing a little bit everywhere. Which means I have to sort of rally the troops. Some of these sappers, like these guys, they'll just pound on the walls melee style. Maybe these guys too. Doesn't mean I'm not going to, or rather, it doesn't mean I'm going to ignore the threat. I am going to keep an eye on them, but the southern people are the people that pack kick. Okay, so they're almost within sniper range. So let's go ahead and toggle these on. And toggle these off. Done and done. Gonna bring another shooter over. The visitors here that I called in should be of some help, I suspect. Oh. I'm just hoping they don't accidentally frag Tachi in the as a mistake. Alright, so the southern ones are fleeing. Does not mean that I am going to go easy on the rest of them. I don't take too kindly being assaulted by these stupid pirates. I gotta say, these turrets have... Oh, wow, it just cut the guy's head off. Oh, another instance of some dismemberment. Let's go ahead and move Killun. Gonna have a lot of corpses to deal with. Alright, well, I think that's all the threat that they pose. Maybe clean the hospital once in a while. I know our cleaner is en route. This hospital is pretty gross. Alright, let's rest and tend to him. He did, after all, get beat up a little bit. And now we have a lot more corpses to bury. Hurrah. Alright, once we tend to him, we will do the trade that we were intending to the whole time. With our new... Well, they're not our new allies, but some of our allies. Alright, so we have a lot of meat. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some of it, just because we have a giant stockpile trying to get the leather amount that we needed. I always buy components. Long-time viewers would know that. Random furs are fine, because I'm trying to... I'm trying to create patch leather. Any of these items that are worn out a bit, I'm just selling. Even if it's not... oh, that one's fine. Alright, so for the moment, we are giving them a lot of money. Let's see if we can't... I don't know. There's not really much I'm willing to part with, if I'm being honest. Yeah. I can get rid of some of the cowboy hats, but that's all I'm willing to part with for the moment. Alright, these guys are only a day away. Seems so close, but those swamps are very, very inefficient to travel through. So I guess now that the threat is over, we can go ahead and turn these off, turn these back on. Wish they had a hotkey, but they don't. So this has got all of its steel now, and I think if we were to haul the plasteel that we have, it would have all its plasteel too. So we just need advanced components, mostly. Major break risk. Go eat. other than potentially doing the patch leather, I think we're kind of hitting the mark here. I do need to haul some of this stuff and prep a sort of kill box up there, but that will be much easier to do once we have our 4 fighters back from roaming combat. I'm going to go ahead and rearm these guys too. There's no sense in the barrel breaking mid-fight. It does appear that steel is, well, it's always been finite, but if we're prepping defenses for the reactor spin-up, we're going to need some more steel too. Just preemptively queue up whatever's left in these mountains. I don't think there's much, but there's enough to bother, I suppose. That might have been the last of it. Fortunately, I don't have to make too many regular components because we've purchased so many. So, strangely, that is a bit of a plus side. I'm going to go ahead and tidy up. Alright, so they are real close. Wally's already going after the regular steel. We've delivered all the plasteel. We have enough uranium. Oh, I think we're delivering it now. And all we need left is advanced components, which is swell. Alright, so we're starting to burn the corpses. They're back, which is awesome. I think while they're out here, I'm going to go ahead and queue up some hauling. Even though they've been moving for so long, I'm going to put them to work anyway. And we have the other bulk goods trader. Oh, nope, actually I'm wrong. This one is an orbiting ship. Because I called an exotic, which explains my being wrong. Okay, so another bulk goods. I'm starting to build the patch leather, which is good. Very, very good. I'm going to go ahead and buy steel because it's kind of slow to mine it up, and I'll go and sell my blocks that I don't use. So I think I make marble, right? I'm going to sell my sandstone, granite, and limestone, even though the granite is the strongest. I'm going to sell some wood, not all of it though. I'm going to sell maybe 1,287 of it. Oh, 1,287. Leave me with like 600. And yeah, that works for me. Get a lot of steel, and I don't waste too much silver. That's how I like it. And we'll put the orbital trade beacon back. Alright, so Cartha here is working on the patch leather. We'll also go ahead and queue up, maybe not that many advanced components, queue up 15 of them. And change the work prioritization. Let's see. Lockhart should haul. Yeah, that makes sense. Lucky haul 2. Alright, so also Lockhart has 2 Arco legs. Cartha has 2 Arco legs. So Arco leg can go to whomever, really. I guess it's going to go to Kitty. So we're going to install an Arco leg in Kitty. Just because she's the least modified. I'm going to do it middle of the night. I don't really care. Wake him up. Alright. That works. Because unfortunately I didn't really notice that they become squeamish when they lose part of their, when they lose body parts and the like. And as a result, I've created a scenario where some of my pawns have permanent negative modifiers, and that is entirely my fault. Because I've been doing it unwisely. Okay, so now that we have Lucky back, who's our full-time cook, I'm taking Maker off of it. Maker can do the tailoring. I suspect once he's done doing rack, he'll be tailoring full-time. Making sure the drug policies and everything are correct. They all look good to me. So Maker's making the patch leather. Carth's making the advanced components. Maker now has a work frenzy. That'll be useful. And we just need some advanced components for that thing. Wally, what are you working on? You're just... Oh, you're working at the deep drill. Good. That means probably, most likely, almost certainly, that we are done mining what I queued up for steel. So there's only a little bit left. And we have an exotic goods trader coming to town, which is nice, I guess. Best social would be Gillen still. I guess they're close enough. Let's go ahead and trade. Alright, medical neuro trainer. Oh, we can buy advanced components. Well, that's cool. Not gonna need any of them. I have one plasteel left over. Huh. There's actually nothing really I need here. I might trade them some stuff just to make them happy. I know it sounded like I was a little confused, but it's because some of your relationship relies upon the fact that you trade back and forth. So if I don't trade a little bit, I wasted rep. So I'm going to balance this by buying as much plasteel as I can afford. 75 of it isn't that much, but whatever. We recouped 2 rep out of the 10 that it cost to trade with them. That's fine. We've now dealt with all the bodies as well, which is probably a good thing. I think we've rearmed these turrets, yep. Not this one. And then, as I said before, we're going to militarize this little area. Mostly out of necessity. And I'm also going to want better armor and helmets and stuff. Which means we're really going to need to grow our amount of resources we have. Alright, this is going to be obnoxious. Yes, it will be. Guess I could just turn these guys on. They're close enough to assist. Oh, that was fast. But now we need to put the fire out before damage is done. So yeah, I might even not be able to get all of the prep I need to do this episode done this episode. Because there's a lot of little things that needs to be done in order to truly be ready for the ship defense. Armor and that kind of stuff is pretty high up on the list. I don't want any of my colonists needlessly dying during ship defense. That would be bad. So all the plasteel now, because we don't really need any more for the ship, is going to go into armor and the like, which still makes this out here pretty handy, pretty useful. Okay, so we only need 12. I think what I'm going to do is make until we have 20. I don't think we're going to make quite that much. Go ahead and set up some more defenses and fake power. And I might actually do that here as well. Just so that I'm ready from many different angles. It would be real unfortunate to lose people in a ship defense late game. I've put in so much work to keep them all alive, you know? Alright, so we almost have our patch leather. What do we need? We need 1,500 of it. Yeah, we're still working on that. And we just carried the last of our advanced components that we need for the ship over to the ship. And I think what I'll do is I'll siphon off some of the reactor power. Unless it requires, I don't know how it works. So maybe I'm wrong, we'll see. Just a sec. It might be that the reactor needs to charge up for 15 days to actually generate power. It's been a little while since I've checked, so that extra cabling didn't cost us much, so it doesn't really matter. Not a big deal. Alright, so it looks like we are out of stuff to make into patch leather, which means more hunting. Fall has begun, so it's becoming less of a good season to trade. You know, it'll be slower. And it truly looks like I'm down to hunting boomalopes. That's fine, I guess. Who's going to be doing the hunting? Maker? No. Kalen and Lockhart are good choices for that. They're speedy. Looks like I can make sandbags over marsh, which is I really didn't think was going to be possible. One thing I want to do is maybe not let my beautiful bridge dock thing set on fire. Which means, honestly, putting out this whole forest fire. Oh, it's raining. What a stroke of luck. So we're still working on the deep drill over here. There's plenty of plasteel left in the ground there. So we wanted power armor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to queue up power armor. It requires advanced components, plasteel, uranium, It also means that we're going to need uranium. This, however, was uranium. So if we put a deep drill here, we can get uranium. Alright, so there should be plenty of leather for patch leather now. And we're already making helmet. That's awesome. And we'll just go ahead and say smelt melee weapons. Alright, so the quality of this, good enough. Doesn't wow me, but you know, whatever. Glad the rain kicked up. It's going to allow us to put out all these fires. Alright, so it is generating. So the way it works is you can start the ship and it basically causes everyone to want to murder you. And you have to wait for 15 days before blasting off. So if you haven't experienced that yet, it's kind of a long time to be vulnerable and have to defend. So it's really not anything to mess around with. You really have to be ready. So what I'm doing here is I'm just doing a really, really rudimentary plant cut just to clear out the areas around around our turrets so that they don't get blocked so easy. It is a lot of plant cutting, but given what is coming to attack us, worth it. I think. You know, in my humble opinion. So another thing I can probably do is, Kaelin, I'm going to give her a sniper rifle. Kartha, I'm going to give him the charge lance. And then I can start sort of upgrading people's helmets and weapons slowly. Which I think is going to be important. Alright, so now we have two more beautiful defense turrets. And I'm working on some more. It's a lot of prep work. You should not, I say this with all due caution, you should not rush the endgame ship reactor. You will get attacked viciously. Well, it depends on your difficulty level, but it's not something to shrug off. It is, it's not that easy. And as you can see, I'm putting a decent amount of care and effort into the defenses as a result. Because I don't want to get squished. Alright, so we are missing plasteel, yes. At least the ship's generating power for us. So another thing we're going to have here is a second drill for uranium, which will help us create the power armor. So at the moment we have We'll see. We need some more we have the plasteel. We just don't have the I guess we have the uranium. But the plasteel's... we might not quite have it. So we've been dumping into these turrets here. What I can do is I can smelt weapons, and I think we have some plasteel weapons to melt down. Although Karth is prioritizing the steel ones, which is fine. At least it's reclaiming something. Also, I might send Lockhart out in a moment to go and do the trade. The Arco trade. She is the fastest pawn we have, so I think it makes sense. So let's launch Lock with 2 Luciferium, you know, just in case. And then patch leather, all of it. And go ahead and send some meals. Oh no, we sold our meals, so we'll just send some of the fine meals. 4 fine meals. Alright, that works. Oh, a meteorite. Of marble. Of course. Alright, another thing we'll need to do is get rid of this patch leather request. We don't want any more of it. I have no idea where our allies wanted it. That is kind of useless. Alright, so we're all loaded, ready to launch, and it was... There we go. Alright, so we're mobile. Fulfill the offer. Yes. And enter. And it's only going to take a day and a half because she is so fast. We have like 4 days of food. Guess I sent more than I needed. Alright, so another thing that we could think about is putting another miner out there. So Lan, I'm going to take off a cleaning and handling. He's the next best miner we have. Not saying very much because he sucks at it. But it is the next best we have. I also don't need that much uranium, so I can turn off the uranium drill, sort of as an as-needed basis. Alright, so Karthus should be pretty handy at getting rid of the terrain here. In fact, I'm going to go so far as to just build a little bit of bridge. It's going to cost a lot of wood, but in the end it will probably be worth it. Just to make sure there isn't too much plant matter out here. Because we do want good firing angles and the like. Yes, it is an incredible amount of manpower. And no, it doesn't make a huge difference. But I have a feeling like if I lost a bunch of pawns to something stupid, I'd be judged, right? You all would judge me. So I'm going to avoid that prejudgment. And just nip the problem in the bud. Wow, this plague is spreading fast. This blight. At least it's better than losing a huge swath of your crops like it used to be. Alright, so she is just a day away. Easy peasy. Nice trade. We are flattening out this area, and as you can probably imagine, these blocks here are probably not ideal for shooting and stuff. So what I'm going to do is just line it up against the wall. It's going to be a little bit of a pain to put it there, but you know, so be it. So what we'll do is we'll say no corpses, no corpses. And actually, I'm going to shrink the zone. Have it just be one little layer. Or blight? Is this a... No, that's an old blight message, okay. Alright, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to flick this off and dig at the other one. So we have more than enough uranium for now. Just going to ignore it. 9's enough. Got some automatic free chem fuel. Well, not free, I put energy into it, some power. But it feels free to me. So every ounce of plasteel we get, seemingly, is going into advanced components. Which is pretty steeply expensive. Maker here is melting from slag. So as you can see, we're traveling somewhat far to do it now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making the blocks. Just go ahead and turn off the smelter. Now, as you can see, I'm obviously not covering the whole firing radius, just a small part of it, but it's all I can be bothered to do. Don't want to go overboard anyway. Who's our cleaner? Tashi, not really. We don't really have a cleaner because Tachi is a grower and plant cutter. Kitty is constructing. Maker is crafting. Wally is mining. Keelan is constructing. Yeah, we don't really have a good one. I'm going to take Tachi off of that to have him clean. Lockhart. Oh, wow. I was about to say, Lockhart should be home soon. Just like, yeah. That was uncanny. Man, she is fast. Alright, so she has healer mech serum, which is honestly what I should have been using the whole time. But with that aside, we're going to do a little install. Why isn't it showing up? Did you not drop it or something? Yes, you are dropping it now. Okay, there it goes. We're going to install the Arco Eye here. think I want land to wake up for that. Ooh, we don't like the meat to spoil. I guess it's frozen at the moment, because we are freezing a lot of our base. Alright, so now I have a spare bionic eye. I don't think Locke needs it. Oh no, she does. I'll be damned. Alright, slightly better vision. I thought I had done more to bionicify her, but I'd be wrong. Alright, so I think Lan here, I'm going to take off mining, just because I don't want him mining on the plasteel mine and keeping Wally from doing it, because Wally is obviously the better choice. So what is my sight now? 155%? Not high enough. It's mostly kidding. And now Lockhart has slightly improved sight, which is good. I think what I'm going to do for a second here is just to put on super plant cut, because it'll be a lot faster for him to just chop, 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 get everything out of the way. I don't really need to do anything there. Gotta say, I am making this map look mighty weird. Okay. Good job, Lan. You got in a social fight with a wimp. Do you feel good about yourself? I just want to patch him up out there. So we'll just make this for prisoners. And I'm going to make you heal him. Nope. Damn it. That's the wrong thing. Alright. Heal with nothing. Wow, I keep screwing this up. Alright, tend to yourself. And then rescue him. You're probably rescuing him to his bed, so we'll make that prisoners as well. And tend to him. And he'll just stay out there for now. That's a stupid social fight. Okay. They want a bunch of button-down shirts, and they will give us a lot of stuff we don't really need. Which I would say definitively is not worth it. The advanced components would be pretty cool, but the tech profs, obviously, I have no need for. And the hyperweave, I'm just not getting very much of it out of that trade. Alright, so flak pants, cloth, steel, component. Okay. I'm gonna make this with Karthus only. So we don't really have a lot of cloth, but that's actually something I could fix right now. Just we have a lot of rice, so I'm going to plant some cotton. There we go. We finally have enough plasteel for that. It's been a long time coming. Another thing I need to do is expand the home area to include some of our recent additions. There's no sense in not protecting what we now own. And we'll go ahead and turn this off. Alright, so this section is guarded, this section is guarded, this section is guarded. We have a little bit of a hole here, as one could very easily surmise. I think what I'll do is fix that, mostly by mining. Mine out a spot for turrets, because I don't... Oh, that's not good. I don't want to put the turrets on the bridge, because if I do that, they can sink pretty easily. Can someone, like, get over there and beat the fire out? Okay, we have no path to that. Obviously did not plan very well here. Oop. And we're getting an infestation. Where is it? Oh, okay. That's a really, really strange spot. Damn it. Right as I get in there, right? Okay. That's not just any little infestation. That is a massive, massive infestation. Holy moly. Alright. So that's a kind of all hands on deck level infestation. So I'm going to go and rally the troops because we're going to have to address this next episode. It just occurred to me. So thank you for watching this episode. Sorry I didn't have an episode for you a little bit sooner. I know there was a little bit of a gap, but I was out of town and I can't move all of my recording rig with me. But you should be able to get an episode or two every day until this series ends. If you have another idea for a new series, just drop me a line. If you have an idea for a new game, drop me a line. And thank you for watching. I hope to hear from you. Adios, everyone.